Walk like an Indian, shake up your waist. You come from the island, there is no disgrace. Move, mommy, get in the groove, mommy. Whooptin', whooptin', bouncin', be bouncin'. Ounce for ounce, the Garrett bounce. Whooptin', whooptin', whoopsin', whoopsin', bouncin', be bouncin'. Ounce for ounce, the Garrett bounce. Whooptin', whooptin', whoopsin', whoopsin', bouncin', be bouncin'. Ounce for ounce, the Garrett bounce. Whooptin', whooptin', whoopsin', whoopsin', bouncin', be bouncin'. Ounce for ounce, the Garrett bounce. You come from Jamaica, or you come from Grenada. Hold on to you, gal, that's a bacchanal. Wine, mommy, want you to shake, mommy. The music and the place, and the rhythm round your waist. Whoopsin', 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 bouncin', be bouncin'. Ounce for ounce, the Garrett bounce. Whoopsin', 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 bouncin', be bouncin'. Ounce for ounce, the Garrett bounce. Whoopsin', 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 bouncin', be bouncin'. Ounce for ounce, the Garrett bounce. Whoopsin', 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 bouncin', be bouncin'. Ounce for ounce, the Garrett bounce. Whoopsin', 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 bouncin', be bouncin'. Ounce for ounce, the Garrett bounce. Whoopsin', 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 bouncin', be bouncin'. Ounce for ounce, the Garrett bounce. Whoopsin', 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 bouncin', be bouncin'. Ounce for ounce, the Garrett bounce. Whoopsin', 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 bouncin', be bouncin'. Ounce for ounce, the Garrett bounce.
Ahora, sitting on the bar at the 50th Cafe, in walks this lady who took our breath away. She got attention from everything that was breathing, as if our eyes couldn't believe what they were seeing. I pulled a chair and she sat right next to me. We conversated while sipping on Chablis. It started to get late, my how the time did fly. I held her by the hand and stared her in the eye and said, reserve a place for me in your heart. Girl, I can't explain, your looks have got me tamed. Reserve a place for me in your heart. Honey, I can't deny, thoughts of you are on mine. Can't get you off my mind, you're just the loving kind. Sweet like pumpkin pie, I need you right by my side. Don't care what people say, I'll never go away. And bright our love will shine as long as you're mine, all mine. Reserve a place for me. Reserve a place for me. I wanna get to know you, find out the things you like. Shower you with romance, 'cause girl, you just my type. Let's sit under the moon and wish on a falling star. I wish for you to stay wrapped forever in my arms. My mama told me, be careful how you pick. Only fools rush in, so don't fall in love too quick. Look over the fruit before you take a bite. If loving you is wrong, I gotta fight. Reserve a place for me in your heart. Girl, I can't explain, your looks have got me tamed. Bambino. Reserve a place for me in your heart. Honey, I can't deny, thoughts of you stay on my mind. Reserve a place for me. Oh, I see. Ahora. Reserve a place for me. my mind. You're just the loving kind, sweet like pumpkin pie. I need you right by my side. Don't care what people say, I'll never go away. And bright our love will shine as long as you're mine, all mine.
Reserve a place for me in your heart.
Girl, I can't explain, your looks have got me chained. Oh, Bambino is bonito, no? Honey, I can't deny, also you sit on my mind.
Reserve a place for me in your heart.
Girl, I can't explain, your looks have got me chained.
Reserve a place for me in your heart.
Honey, I can't deny, also you sit on my mind.
Reserve a place for me in your heart.
Mama, 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 mama.
Reserve a place for
Caramelo, música. Sí, sí, sí. Ah, caramelo, música.
Reserve a place
El libido, 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 el libido. Ay, 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 ay.
Reserve a place for
Ah, quiero, Javier. Ah, oh. Hey.
Reserve a place for me.
Música de español, amigos. Ay.
Reserve a place for me.
Get ready! Come on! Woo!
I is a homeless man with a belly full of gas. So I would walk by restaurants and stare through the glass. People mashing chicken, steak, fish and rice. But there was one man there who wouldn't take a bite. While he busy talking, he food getting cold. And he woman friend and mad cause it's soon time to go. So I tap on the glass and I point at my gut. He said, hey, what you want, boy? I say, go eat that thing or what? You gonna eat that thing or what? You gonna eat that thing or what? Can't you see I starving gas all in my gut? I'll take a little bit, man, I don't need a lot. Mister, I ain't playing. You gonna eat that thing or what? Yes, man. Boy, I hungry for food, you know. Come on. Man, stop playing with the food, boy. Let's go. Now on the table he had a 3-course deal, and he won't even judge it. My man, what's the deal? He said, I no rush. See, I prefer to wait, but boy, if I hold that, I'll be tablecloth and plate. Don't mean to disrespect. Sorry for being rude, but it's been some time since I had some decent food. Your friend look like she ready, and the food it still look hot. Mister, I want to know if you gonna eat that thing or what? What? You gonna eat that thing or what? You gonna eat that thing or what? Can't you see I starving? Gas all in my gut. I'll take a little bit, man, I don't need a lot. Mister, I ain't jiving. You gonna eat that thing or what? Come on! Woo! Playboy! Oh, shucks! Ha! Come on! Oh, yeah! Ding it! The big turkey breast, oh, look at that chicken thigh. I was like a Jones of water run from my eyes. All my pants was dropping, I was such a spectacle. The lady said he wanted, let him eat the belly full. Yes! I could see he was angry, but I checking for this clown. So I grabbed that chicken thigh and man, I went to town. Well, you know I all that classy, but I think I made a friend. Would you believe she invite me back to eat with her again? Yes, gonna eat that thing or what? What? Eat that thing yes. Or what? Can't you see I starving gas all down my gut? I take a little bit, man. I don't need a lot. Mister, I ain't joking. You gonna eat that thing or what? What? You gonna eat that thing or what? You gonna eat that thing or what? Can't you see I starving? Oh my God! I'll take a little bit. I don't need a lot. Mister, I ain't playing. You gonna eat that thing or what? What? You gonna eat that thing or what? Yes. You gonna eat that thing or what? Can't you see I starving? Yes. Oh my God! I'll take a little bit, but I don't need a lot. Mister, I ain't playing. You gonna eat that thing or what? You gonna eat that thing or what? You gonna eat that thing or what? Can't you see I starving?
Bang, bang-a-lang, bang-a-lang. All right. Time for a story. Let me tell you all about this guy. So sly. Gather on, my children. Let me tell you about this man who stole a plane from the USA and crashed in my Bahama land. He's smooth as silk and white like milk, his favor Mr. Peter Pan. And every time he did the crime, he slept out policeman and man. They call him the barefoot bandit. This boy will leave you stranded. Miss, don't leave your car on. You can back girl and I'll be gone. They call him the barefoot bandit. This boy don't use no shoes. They call him the barefoot bandit all over the evening news. Barefoot, he barefoot, he barefoot. It was 2 years ago when he decided to flee and bounce from state to state, committing crimes and robbery. He'll wait till night time before he make his move. That's why the FBI, they couldn't catch the steal. They try to attack but he gets away. They try roadblock but he gets away. Try make him surrender but they laugh at them and the boy don't play. They try attack but he gets away. They try phone tap but he gets away. I think his agenda was to visit us on Independence Day. They call him the barefoot bandit. This boy will leave you stranded. Miss, don't leave your car on. You can back in and I'll be gone. They call him the barefoot bandit. This boy don't use no shoes. They call him the barefoot bandit all over the evening news. Barefoot, that's right. He barefoot. This boy ain't need to use no shoes. Barefoot, tiptoeing around and people in the living room in the night time. He barefoot, washing his clothes. Barefoot. Watch it now. Barefoot. They say he landed on the island of Abaco. Man, he must see thought he could blend in cause they got lots of Conky Joe. Man, he end up in Bryland. Well, Bryland sweet we know. Then we spot him in the loot truck trying to escape on one boat. Man, we try set trap but he gets away. Man, we try roadblock but he gets away. He had one gun, so we shoot at us, man, the boy don't play. But down in the Bahamas, there's one thing you can't resist. So I gave this boy a bowl of gong salad and one collect. Now we done get the barefoot bandit. He couldn't understand it. Man, the conky was so sweet. Yes, this man fell fast asleep. I done catch the barefoot bandit, and now we wearing shoes. I done catch the barefoot bandit all over the evening news. By God, look at that. You see how easy that was? Barefoot. Obama and Ryan setting up all kind of FBI and EWE trying to catch this young fella. All they had to do was feed him. He was hungry, he just wanted something to eat. Set up a certain trap. All I do is just get this boy a bowl of conch salad and one of these collect. And that did the trick. This boy done fell fast asleep. He done put the handcuff on himself. You see that? That's how you catch criminals, man. Meanwhile, at the ranch where the horse eats the hay, I gotta pick up all the police officers down here today. The Bahamas run it, all right? The Bahamas did their thing. We catch the barefoot bandit. That's what we did. Obama, take his advice. Hey, listen. Keep your eye on him. Keep your eye on him. I say, keep your eye on him. Keep your eye on him. Keep your eye on him. Watch him. Keep your eye on him. Watch him. Keep your eye on him. Listen. Bang, 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 bang.
You call me for. As I come to the back, you knock on front door. As I call me 3 o'clock, you call me for. As I come to the back, you knock on front door. Hey, as I bad, sweet heart, you cost me get catch, cost me get. You're bad, sweet heart, you cost me get bad. You cost me get bad, sweet heart, you cost me get catch. Bad, sweet heart, you cost me get bad, cost me get. When I out with my wife, I don't know you. So stop looking at me like you wanna. When I'm out with my wife, I don't know you. Have a holly jolly Christmas. It's the best time of the year.
Yes, it is.
It's 80 degrees Fahrenheit and 26 degrees Celsius at Bahamian or Nuttin Worldwide Headquarters.
It feels like home. Bahamian music in your soul.
Else on the track right now. Let's go. You can't mute the music that make me. I choose every day that Ricky and Scrapey. Telling you damn, chunk on the 110. I don't care what you play, just play me something. Reckon scrap, chunk on new, calypso. I feel so all day, all night, just vibe to the bum, 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 whatever. You know when Grammy dance, the music is jamming, and when the church people start, the vibe really sweet. In the rain, in the cold, that's how the people go getting back door tickets. I ain't gonna never miss it. Feeling break up in the morning. I don't care how I feel, just play me something. Record script, chunk of new, calypso. I feel so all day, all night, just vibe to the bum, clap, bum. If you to be straight Russian, don't tell me nothing. And to regard dancing, just let me jam sis. If we to be straight Russian, don't tell me nothing. Regard dancing, just let me jam sis. All day, all night, just vibe to the bum clap, 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 bum clap. Oh yeah, how you feeling? Booty shaking, breaking, scraping. Oh yeah, how you feeling? Booty shaking, breaking, scraping, chunk on new, calypso. I feel so all day, all night, just vibe to the bum, clap, breaking, scraping. Chunk of new calypso. I feel so all day, all night. Just vibe to the bum, clap, 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 bum, clap all day, all night, just vibe.
Hey man, let's go.
That boat up in front of you. Watch out for that boat.
Get the Holly ready. I need to watch you
got
back
a time right fix. Come on, fix it.
Somebody
Pull
sit
the
down.
tiller. Let's go.
Watch yourself. Make sure everything intact, dog.
Come on, pull the anchor. Let's go.
One, two.
Here we go.
Hey, this is Gino D, keeping the vibe alive on 92.5. Bohemian or nothing.
One, two. One, two.
Well, no, I'm the chairman. So you get. Oh, I'm the chairman. Yeah, that's fine. That's fine.
We don't know. We just
That's
don't know
fine.
where we sit.
Minister in the middle, chairman to his right, minister to the left, he be the business right.
That's over here.
And,
Well, actually, Tramiko should be too, because this is his event.
Tamika could be to the minister's right.
I don't know, but
Okay, put Tamika to the minister's right, put chairman to the left. And then you go left and you do one there and you left. You can't make one there.
One, two.
So you need another chair then?
Morning. boy. Watch it now. Bam, 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 bam. All you want to do is bam, 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 bam. Hey! Bam, 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 bam. All you want to do is bam, 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 bam. This couple had a problem in their bedroom one night. The wife grabbed the phone, call and say you wanna fight. She dialed 911, STILET. Say please send someone to come take this man from me. I say maybe I'm not the sergeant, but I'll summon him this advice. Before he touch you again, that man better think twice. But is he unlawfully trying to intrude? She say it's his job to get me in a party in moody to like bam, 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 bam. All you wanna do is bam, 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 bam. Give it that one. Bam, 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 bam. All you wanna do is bam, 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 bam.
The news conference starts at about 10 o'clock, where we will see the Minister of Youth, Sports and Culture, Mario Boleg, along with many officials, including the LOC, the local organizing committee for these games, who have been leading the way, strategizing, and of course putting things in place to ensure that everyone has a great time, everyone has a beautiful Bahamian experience, and that these games are incredibly successful and the meat is amazing. Behind me, just a little ways over my shoulder to the left, that is what's going to be officially launched this evening. That is what's called Legend Walk. And I'll tell you this, when you walk through Legends Walk, it is an amazing walk through history of what the country has done over the years. The Bahamas, our athletes in so many disciplines. You will see faces that you perhaps have forgotten over the years. They're all there being recognized in Legends Walk. Now, to be added officially to Legends Walk will be the 3 athletes who are the honorees for the 50th Carifta Games. They are Shawnee Miller-Weibo, also Stephen Gardner, that's right, I was just having a moment to recall his name, Stephen Gardner and Anthony Strawn. These, of course, you know, you've been following them all season long and they've been just amazing. They're going to be officially inducted into Legends Walk this evening. They are, by the way, the honorees for Carifta 2023. They're going to be here. We're going to be really, really awesome to just see them and obviously take pictures, hobnob, etc. But look for the newest stars in the region, right? And of course, we know that happens a lot. And then the dame of the Carifta Games, Pauline Davis, a wonderful athlete herself, an elite athlete who has gone on the world stage to do tremendous things for the Bahamas and the region and really made us all very, very proud. She is the dame of these games. She too will be here later this morning for the news conference and of course this evening when the Legends Walk is officially opened and of course declared, and these games and the road to 50 officially begins. There is a whole lot of activity that's planned just coming up this weekend. You will hear more about that. There is a wonderful fun run walk, a number of activities leading to this Golden Jubilee celebration. And so we're going to have a great time. The LOC, headed by Lyndon Maycock, has been really, really busy for the last several weeks already, putting a lot of systems in place and ensuring that these games come off seamlessly, that the athletes and the visiting teams, the coaches, the support system, everyone has a beautiful, wonderful experience and that these games come off without a hitch. I am so happy because what's also interesting and really, really amazing is that from today throughout next April, we're going to include the professionals from around the region as well. And so those are commentators, sportscasters, and those who have obviously spent a lot of time covering Carifta games over the years. And so we're going to now go to St. Lucia, where we have Terry, who is joining us this broadcast. And Terry is a veteran sportscaster, a talk show host, podcaster, and he has covered Carifta games for as long as we can remember. And he has a great insight of what exactly happens at these games, what the athletes are now going through to prepare for the games, the qualifiers, and then of course how they make their presence felt here on the stage. And so I'm going to see if Terry is there. Terry, good morning to you and welcome to our live coverage. Do we have Terry there, guys? Okay, so I'm going to just talk a little bit more until I know if Terry is there. Again, Terry is a sportscaster and a podcaster as well out of St. Lucia. He's going to be active in today's broadcast. He's going to talk about a little bit about the history of these games, and not to bore you, no, not at all, but certainly to bring that wonderful depth and element to the broadcast so that you understand how important, how significant, and how just really amazing these games are. The games, of course, bring together junior athletes from around the region. Usain Bolt was spotted at a Carifta Games, in fact, right here in the Bahamas, where many people said, that guy has promise. That guy is amazing. We're going to look out for him. We all see what he went on to do. Pauline Davis-Thompson, the dame of the games, also got her start at Carifta Games. I think that was somewhere in Jamaica, if I'm not mistaken. Pauline, of course, over the years, went on to do amazing things at Carifta Games. And then, hey, the Olympics and the World Games. And so, obviously, these games are the test, the real test of what an athlete is, so that the region can get to know these athletes, begin to watch these athletes, and certainly, of course, their countries can begin to develop them further. And so we have Terry, of course, who's going to be joining us from St. Lucia in just a minute. We're certainly looking forward to hearing from him and saying hello to him. But just to give you an idea of what's been happening over the last several weeks, as I mentioned, the LOC has been having different groups all around the Sports Center complex. And of course, you know, the complex goes all the way back there to those buildings back there and the various areas. And a number of people have been about in the various rooms in training sessions. That is what impresses me. They are sparing nothing and to make it as wonderful and as seamless as possible, so that every little detail about Carifta 2023 and Carifta the 50th anniversary is just a wonderful experience for athletes, for managers, for team managers, for coaches, and the rest of it. A number of interesting things are going to happen as well. You know, we're used to seeing, for example, the gold, the medal ceremony being presented soon after a race right in the stadium area. Well, I'll tell you this, the LOC is planning something quite different and unique for that. And I won't be the one to spill the beans, but I just want you to look out for it. And it's all to make it very uniquely Bahamian and to feature as much as possible what is the Bahamas and to put a different spin on that medal ceremony. Now, I'll tell you what else is happening here on this entire property, which is really now the LOC is really sort of just taking up the space and maximizing the space. There's going to be a Carifta village where a number of countries will be featured. Not just the Bahamas. Yes, of course, Bahamian foods and arts and craft and displays will be there to be seen, but a number of countries will also be featured in terms of their food, a bit of their culture. A lot is going to be happening. And so this is all to get you out of your houses. Yeah, we love the fact that you're streaming and that you're watching, but to come out with your family, with your children, and to enjoy and to learn a bit of something too, because I'll tell you that walk down memory lane and that trek through history in the walk, the Legends Walk, is amazing to see. But what's going to be equally as amazing is, again, you see the wonderful village, Carifta village, that's going to have native foods, foods from around the region, and a whole lot of other things. And so we are really excited to be here to obviously lead into this news conference at about 10 o'clock this morning, and just to kind of bring you some insight and to be with you every step of the way here on social media, on Facebook and on YouTube, to be with you and to bring you some highlights and to bring you obviously the wonderful little tidbits that others won't be getting. Again, I'm going to be joined in just a minute by Terry. Terry is a sportscaster from St. Lucia. He has gone around the region and internationally covering regional athletes. He certainly knows a number of these athletes by name. He knows, of course, certainly what their profiles look like because he's covered them. He's watched them come up from the Carifta level all the way to the Olympic stage and the world stage. And he certainly, of course, continues to do that. And he is our sort of in-house expert for the games to be able to be bringing us what he's been observing over the years. And so let's just see if we have him up now. Terry, are you there? Okay, so we're going to have him in just a minute. But welcome to our live coverage. At about 10 o'clock, we will have the official news conference that launches Carifta 50-50. Carifta happens April 2023, the 50th anniversary. These games were launched in 1972, and now 50 years later, they are a breeding ground for great talent. They are the ground where our junior athletes, our high schoolers, our teenagers come, and they put on such impressive shows, whether it's here in the Bahamas or any other nation around the region, and they put on such great performances that we begin following their careers from then. And so we are super happy to be able to obviously have the Bahamas be that place for the 50th anniversary, such a momentous time as well. 50 years, the Golden Jubilee. And so we are very happy, of course, to have the Bahamas be the spot where these games are being hosted. It's going to be really, really awesome. Team Bahamas is ready, I'm told, and our athletes are training because they understand, hey, listen, we need you all to really step up and perform excellently next April when the rest of the region and the region's athletes are here gathered. And so I think Terry is here now. We're going to see if we have him. Terry, can you hear me?
Yes, I am indeed, Shanique, and it's a pleasure to be joining you from St. Lucia. Thank you so much for having me, at least virtually, in the Bahamas. Always a pleasure to be a part of the Caribbean Games, and it's so wonderful that we're kicking off another festival of Caribbean track and field, the Cradle of Caribbean Champions. Looking forward to being part of what should be an absolutely fantastic event in 2023 in Nassau, when all of the greatest junior athletes from around the Caribbean come to Nassau to be.
Yes, absolutely, Terry. We lost you for a minute. I can still see you on the camera, but we lost you for a second. But you're absolutely right. You heard him say this is the sort of the cradle, you know what I mean? That thing that really causes junior athletes around the region to come and harness skills and to perform and to be seen. And then, of course, the region begins to develop a wonderful affinity and relationship with them and start to follow them. Terry, I was just saying earlier, I think it was at a Carifta Games. I've heard this story before, where Usain Bolt, for example, performed and ran so incredibly well that a number of people obviously started watching him then and said, this guy is one to watch. We see what happened, obviously what took place after that.
Well, the Caribbean Games have been known for being able to take the athletes from that transitional period where they under 17, obviously being the junior aspect of the Caribbean Games, to prepare them for the world and to prepare them for being able to go and take on the world stage. And most famously, of course, Keyshawn Walker going from a Carifta champion in the same year, going on to become a world junior champion and then becoming an Olympic champion in 2012. Unheard of, never happened, and has never happened before, and has never happened since. The only Carifta athlete ever to go on to become a global champion in the same year. And of course, Usain Bolt, cutting his teeth at the Carifta Games and going on to become the greatest world beater that we've ever seen, perhaps from the Caribbean. And that was a privilege to be able to watch him in Grenada when he had some tremendous battles with Darrell Brown out of Trinidad and Tobago. And then, of course, to go on to watch him years later at the Olympics and becoming the most successful sprinter of all time, setting all world records and really bestriding the world with his talent, setting a world record as well, world record in Bermuda at the Carifta Games, which again, a feat that is very, very rare, but a world under 20 record being set at these games. Would have had one this year. Some irregularities with the reporting, but we would have had one this year had all of those things been all lined up with the girls under 20. And we're seeing some under 20 girls coming out of Jamaica who are next year going to be something to behold. We could be looking at yet another world record at the 50th edition of the Carifta Games when it was come off in Nassau next year at Easter time. And that group of Jamaican girls, absolutely terrific. They are going to be hopefully taking that legacy of Caribbean sprinting and certainly of Jamaican sprinting and bringing it forward in years to come.
You know what, Terry, you are so right, because I've seen a number of reports about those under 20 girls, the Jamaican under 20 girls, and how incredibly impressive they are. In fact, at a recent international meet somewhere in the U.S., they already are being looked at as the next best thing. What do you, Terry, if you were to say which country you're looking at to do amazing things next April, where's your focus?
Sorry, I just missed that. Run that by me again, please.
Where's your focus in terms of who you are looking at to perform incredibly well and to really step out for Carifta 2023?
Well, I think one of the events I'm really excited to see the entire gamut of Carifta 2023, but certainly Adeja Hodge, who really could hand up this year, coming out of the British Virgin Islands and winning the Austin CD Award. She is going to be something to look forward to see her continued growth and progress. She's based in the United States, but to see what she can bring to bear and what the British Virgin Islands can do in order to build on the success that she had this year. A little sprint sensation, really fantastic by her. Also, the young lady Smith, Michelle Smith, coming out of the US Virgin Islands, another really exciting talent. Those are going to be two of the people I think that we really have to keep our eyes very closely on. The Jamaican girls are going to be absolutely something to behold. We should also keep a very, very close eye on development. The Carifta Games typically have been kind of close in terms of the event groups that we've had with the track events, the sprints, the sprints along and middle distance. We haven't really had steeplechase involved. I don't think we've ever had steeplechase involved in the Carifta Games. The field events has been really your long jump, your triple jump, your high jump, your pole vault coming into play a little bit. We haven't had pole vault for women. Perhaps we might have that for the 50th edition. Hopefully, we will be able to see pole vault come into play. But pole vault for men is going to be a really exciting event. We've seen the development probably since 2009 or so. We've seen the developments where Trinidad and Tobago, Jamaica, the British Virgin Islands have really taken throwing, and especially men's throwing, to new levels. We've seen Olympic qualifiers, world champions coming out of Jamaica since then. Great programs being set up at Calabar and a number of other schools in Jamaica, where they've really taken throwing a lot more seriously than we've seen in the history really of Carifta. In the early days of Carifta, it was really Barbados, maybe Trinidad and Tobago. The French islands dominated for a long time as far as the throws were concerned. We're starting to see a little bit of change in that. Coming up with Keyshawn Walker and Anderson Peters, of course, winning the Austin CD Award in 2016 at home in Grenada, going on to become a global champion twice. He was one of those who was actually nominated for the World Athletics Male Athlete of the Year this year. Unfortunately, didn't make the shortlist, I'm sure. But really outstanding work by Anderson Peters to continue to be a global ambassador for Caribbean throws. So the throws are going to be exciting, but I think the place to look for is really going to be the pole vault. We have Brendan Van der Poel from the Bahamas as the reigning champion. We should see some interest, I think, from the Dutch Antilles. We should see some interest as well from the French Antilles. St. Lucia, of course, has had some really good results in pole vault over the years, with a Commonwealth medalist in Dominic Johnson, with Carifta medals, gold, silver, and bronze by a number of athletes. So I think pole vault is going to be one of those events that's probably typically overlooked, typically underrated, but that's going to provide a great deal of excitement.
It really, it is quite underrated. In fact, we're not in the region. We're not used to sort of looking at that individual sport, right, the pole vault. And so to hear you talk about it and to call it and to say that's something that you're excited about because, again, you have studied these athletes, you've watched the various sports develop, you have watched the stars as they became major contenders in the world and quite impressive and elite athletes. And so I am now, you have me intrigued in exactly who is gonna be superstars in the pole vault. How is that all going to work out? Because it's been European countries have sort of been dominating in the pole vault, and to see that we are now stepping into that is just really amazing. How does Team St. Lucia look? And how are the preparations in terms of getting Team St. Lucia ready for next year?
Well, for a lot of athletes around the Caribbean, those who have eligibility from last year would have started their preparations for 2023. For a number of athletes, the work is really going to come down towards the beginning of the 2023 track season to see what their form looks like, see how they're going to reshape their goals and aspirations. We do have a medalist last year, silver medalist in the pole vault, Jeremiah Felix, who's already preparing assiduously. He's actually just competed in Martinique recently, where he took the gold medal and set a new personal best. So he's continuing to rise. Naomi London, who competed in the under 17 girls sprints last year, well, this year, she's going to be again in the under 17 division. We have a few other girls who are in that division who are going to be aiming for competition in the 400 meters and perhaps the javelin throw. So you might see a solution relay in 2023. And of course, the relay is always exciting. I know last evening we got the news that Bahamas has been awarded the gold relays once again. So looking forward to that as well. But you should hopefully see a solution relay. Jeremiah Felix is really going to be our spearhead. I think he's going to be the main medal hopeful for St. Lucia in 2023, at least at this stage.
I am excited about the relays as well. It's always been, I'll tell you, for somebody who barely jogs, like I am so into track and field, and I, pay attention with all of the regional meets, of course, the Olympics and the World Games. Really excited about that, Terry, about what is in store for April 2023. Of course, it's the 50th Carifta Games, and we are here for the official launch. Terry, I wish you were beside me, but certainly, of course, I imagine you can feel the buzz and the excitement here in the Bahamas. And what's happening here is that we are at the Sports Center complex. In about 2 minutes, we will go to a live news conference, Terry, where our officials, from government officials to LOC and various sporting groups and teams, a lot of youth and a number of the support teams surrounding all of that are here to launch officially the Road to 50, which of course is the 50th Carifta Games. Happens in countries around the region since 1972, and of course come 2023 the games will be held here in the Bahamas. We have a number of flags representing the countries that will participate next year, and Terry, we are all super excited to put these games on, to cheer on, of course, the Bahamas, but to cheer on the region. At the end of the day, we are all one, and we're just excited for all the athletes who will be gathered here. Now, Terry, I am going to, in a minute, a matter of fact, in just a few seconds, toss it to the main stage where the news conference is set to begin in just about a few seconds, and looking forward to recapping with you at the end of the news conference.
Testing, testing. A pleasant good morning, everyone, and welcome to the 50th Carifta Games launch. We are delighted that you all have came We are delighted and we would love to welcome all 38 nations that are broadcasting live and streaming live from everywhere over the Caribbean, all over the NACAT region. We say a pleasant and a special good morning. We are the nation of 700 islands and keys with the most beautiful turquoise waters you would ever see in the whole entire world. Indeed, this is the Bahamas. We would love to start our launch by a prayer. We will call our CEO, Mr. Lyndon Maycock. Please stand as we pray.
Dear Heavenly Father, we come before you this morning. As we come to you on these blue skies in Nassau, Bahamas, we give you thanks and we give you praise on this first day of December 2022. But this is the day that the Lord has made. We will rejoice and be glad in it. We ask you, dear God, for perfect peace. Bless us, dear God, in all our deliberations as we get forward and move forward for the 50th anniversary of the Carifta Games. Bless us all. In Jesus' name we pray. Amen.
We will now hear our welcome and remarks from our project manager, Ms. Janine McCartney.
Minister of Youth, Sports and Culture, the Honorable Mario Boleg, President of the Bahamas Athletic Association, Mr. Dramico Archer, Chairman of the Carifta Games, Mr. Harrison Thompson, Oak Tree, our title sponsor, Dr. Don DeVoe, our Chief Operating Officer of the Local Organizing Committee, Mr. Lyndon Maycock, Ms. Tony Williams, PS, senior government officials, ladies and gentlemen. I am Janine McCartney, Project Manager for the Local Organizing Committee. Good morning. On behalf of the Minister of Youth, Sports and Culture, the Honorable Mario Boleg, who has responsibility for our country's sporting events, and Chairman of the Carifta Games 2023, Mr. Harrison Thompson, it is my privilege and honor to welcome all of you, and a special honor to welcome our regional and international countries to this official announcement of the hosting of the 50th Carifta Games in the Commonwealth of the Bahamas, which we call Paradise. Also joining us is the President of the Olympic Association, Mr. Dramico Archer. It is truly significant that the 50th Carifta Games coincide with the 50th anniversary of the Bahamas as an independent nation. Next year, 2023, will not only be memorable in the sporting community, but also for all Bahamians. Welcome once again.
Thank you, Mrs. McCartney. We will now have remarks from the B3A's President, Dramico Archer. Mr. Archer, please.
Good morning, everyone.
Good morning.
Just as a bit of housekeeping, I see Diasi Ramming looking directly at me. I have no plans on becoming the Bahamas Olympic Committee's president. I just want to say that, you know, from the Bahamas in the north to Guyana in the south, and all of the Caribbean islands in between, I want to say good morning. I am very excited as the president of the Bahamas Association of Athletic Associations to be here with you to announce the official launch of the Carifta Games. This is perhaps the most epic time in the history of our sport. We believe that these games not only remind us of 50 years of contribution to the Carifta movement, but 50 years of being an independent nation. And this celebration is important to us, and I believe that it will all climax with the Bahamas being the host of perhaps the greatest Carifta Games ever held in any coast city in the Carifta movement. We have a facility of 15,000 spectators with an expansion capacity of 17,500. I believe that we may have to find more seats because this will be an oversubscribed event. It will be the largest event because not only will we have more people participating in an in-stadium event, but it will probably be the largest viewership through the use of technology. I wish to commend the local organizing committee for transmitting and attempting to transmit these events and activities not only within our local domain, but throughout the world. And as we speak, we have persons from World Athletics who will be following us from this day on. And I want to remind every one of you that we must be on our very best behavior because it is on this occasion also that we expect there to be the largest participation of World Athletics Council members who will grace the shores of the Bahamas, because it is not only a time of celebration for the Bahamas and the Carifta movement, it is also a time for all members to come and vie for their elected positions in the upcoming World Athletics Council elections, which will take place next year. So we can expect the best of the world to offer who will come to the Bahamas. From the Bahamas, from the B3A side, we are ready. And if you come to the track every day, our athletes are ready to put on a show for you, the Bahamian people. I want to congratulate the Olympic movement for being a strong partner of the B3As, the government of the Bahamas for being our friend, our partner, brother, and sister. And I would also like to thank the local organizing committee who has been buzzing like a bee. And I don't know who the queen bee is, but I can tell you a lot of work has been taking place in a short period of time. And so, without further ado, I will leave it right here. And I say, let's get ready to rumble. Woo! Let's put on our running shoes. Woo! And let's get ready for the 50th edition of the Carifta Games.
Thank you so much, Tramico. And now, ladies and gentlemen, all the way from Palmdale, all the way from the Sarkis house, all the way from the top of the top, we are delighted. We are excited. We are over the moon to announce our title partner. Only ourselves title partner. Ladies and gentlemen, please, Mr. Dr. Don DeVoe, title partner, Oak Tree Medical Center.
Good morning. I rise on the acknowledged protocols and welcome you all to this momentous day in the history of our country. 2023 will be the golden jubilee for the Commonwealth of the Bahamas. As we pay homage to our legends, national leaders, and treasures who've paved the way for us through much toil and sacrifice so we can enjoy the liberties and freedom of an independent nation. On behalf of my wife, CEO of Oak Tree Medical Center, Christy DeVoe, our family, and the Oak Tree team, we are delighted to be part of these exciting celebrations leading up to the 50th anniversary of our country's independence, as well as the 50th anniversary of these Carifta Games. 50-50. What was once an idea, a dream, a seed in the mind of Sir Austin Seeley and Company 50 years ago has built and strengthened relations between the island nations of the Caribbean. Through CARICOM, the track and field movement has grown exponentially, unearthing talented athletic gems and has created a powerhouse in track and field. As the title partner for this historical 50th edition Carifta, Oak Tree Medical Center is proud to assist our Bahamian and CARICOM athletes to ensure that they have the opportunities to grow, compete, and win, both locally and internationally. At Oak Tree Medical Center, we are more than a medical center. We are a community center. My wife and I and the team stand strong with the local organizing committee, the B3As, NACAC, the government of the Bahamas, and all partners as a vision of hope for the future, not just for sports, but for youth and national development. There are countless stories of young men and women whose lives were saved and turned in a positive new direction because someone took the time to invest in them. Someone took the time to care and show them that there's more to life than just existing, helping them to understand and release their potential. Carifta and CARICOM has done that for 5 decades strong, and we say thank you. To our international viewers, we invite you to the Bahamas to experience our country, Carifta, and the 50th anniversary celebrations unfolding. It will truly be a momentous year. Our team here at Oak Tree is excited and committed to seeing this event come together under the spirit of excellence for our youth. We invite the entire country, corporate Bahamas, corporate CARICOM to support this initiative. Together, we are limitless. Come goal with us, and let's cross the finish line together. Thank you.
Thank you very much. We will now have a video presentation from Mr. Mike Sands. Mike Sands is not present. He is away on business in the European nation. So everyone, please turn your eyes to the screen.
Good morning, members of the media. It is a pleasure to be part of this distinguished... Good morning, members of the media. It is a pleasure to be part of this distinguished gathering of representatives from all the Carifta family and participating countries this year. Since the Carifta Games was formed in 1972, they have been a stage that has allowed our most promising athletes to display their gifts and talents to the region before stepping out into the world stage. In these trying times, the Carifta Games is a beacon of hope where the world is coming off the residual and traumatic effects of the pandemic, amongst other world-shattering events. This is a gleam of hope and joy that enables us as a region to celebrate, cheer, and encourage our young athletes to push themselves to develop as they work to help improve the world in which they live. As the NACAC area president, it is my esteemed pleasure to welcome you to this press conference today, where we will be highlighting the upcoming 50th Carifta Games celebration. The 50th Games aligns with the upcoming 50th Golden Jubilee of the Bahamas' independence and the 50th anniversary of CARICOM. It is indeed a time of celebration and renewal. For many, athletics is a lifeline that enables them to create a future for themselves and family they may have otherwise not had access to due to social, economical, or other uncontrollable circumstances. So for these games, we take pride in the opportunities they create now and for the future to come. It is once again my pleasure to welcome you to this international press conference, which will represent in many ways the spirit of the Games, where we can come together as a unified body, promote and uplift our futures through our young athletes and the region.
Thank you. And now, everyone, please, we would like to invite, once again, Mr. Lyndon Maycock, the hardest working CEO in the 242 right now, to bring his greetings. Mr. Maycock.
Morning, everybody. Honorable Minister, Permanent Secretary Colebrook, and Chairman Harrison, all invited guests. Thank you all for coming to our international press conference. I'm here just to give an update on the hard-working team that we have here at the LOC. And these are the hard-working men and women that I would say currently in the Bahamas, what we've done in the last 3 to 4 weeks is amazing. And I want to say thank you to the logistics team, the operations team, the social functions team, the finance team, the technology team, the competition team, the venue team, the marketing team, the media service team, and the security team. And on behalf of PS Janine McCartney and myself, we want to say thank you for doing an excellent job. We also want to give a shout out to our newly formed LOC digital radio station. That is their first radio broadcast is happening right now live across the world. And so the Blue Marlin Sports Network, is currently broadcasting live around the world. And we want to say thank you and a big shout out to the Blue Marlin Sports Network. Also, the hard-working mascots over there in the top of the blue platform over there, we want to say thank you. That's the Blue Marlin. The Blue Marlin surrounded by the sharks. And so we hope the sharks don't eat the Blue Marlin. And so I believe they're all one big happy family. And we also want to make mention here that for the first time in the history of the games, that we are partnering with a financial institution, a financial platform that will be providing crowdfunding. RWACX, represented by their principals here, the Ramings. And so we want to say thank you for allowing us to partner with you. And so there are persons from all over the world, all over the Caribbean region, that can participate and help funding these Carifta Games, the 50th anniversary of these Carifta Games. We also want to say a shout out to the mother of Carifta who just arrived, Mary Ann Hicks. I saw the dame of Carifta recently, Pauline Davis. And these are honorary titles that were presented by the LOC. And so nobody get no hard feeling. These are LOC's honorary titles. The mother of the Carifta Games and the dame of the Carifta Games. And tonight we will be celebrating 3 former Carifta athletes. And we will be inducting them into the Legends Walk. Come here today at 4:30. 4:30, it's pre-show, and at 6 p.m. we get started with the induction ceremony on the Legends Walk. And so we will honor Shawnee Miller-Weibo, Stevie Gardner, and Anthony Strawn. So we look forward to all of you to come back as we celebrate our elite athletes, our former Carifta athletes, in a big and grand style. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, CEO. We would also like to send a big shout out to our amazing broadcasting communication partners. Alive, where are you? All right, wonderful, great that you guys are here. And we also have a number of partners. We will also make special privilege tribute to them later. We would also like to right now call Mr. Harrison Thompson, who will be doing the introduction of our lovely Minister of Youth, Sports and Culture. Mr. Harrison.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. It is my singular honor and pleasure to present a young man who has been in banking for 25 years plus. But his passion was sports administration, mentoring, and counseling, and everything affiliated with sports. And I believe that is why the Honorable Prime Minister, in his wisdom, appointed him the Minister of Youth, Sports, and Culture. He is our keynote speaker for today, and I am indeed pleased to present him to us all around the world, the Honorable Mario Boleg, who will now present the keynote word.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman, and good morning to all. Standing on the established protocol, opportunity to recognize my permanent secretary, Ms. Cora Holbrook, Undersecretary Montez Williams, my Director of Sports, Ms. Kelsey Johnson Sales, Director of Youth, Sandina Neelian, Director of Culture, Ms. Derica Delaval Grant, and all the staff of the Ministry of Youth, Sports, and Culture. It is my belief that nothing has unified the Caribbean region more than the Carifta Games. The Games, which were founded by the Caribbean Free Trade Association, was the first held in 1972 and consisted of track and field events, including sprint races, hurdles, middle distance track events, jumping, throwing events, and relays. Throughout the past 50 years, the sporting discipline have expanded tremendously, which has resulted in more of our junior athletes being exposed and participating at a high level. The Carifta Games has been the catalyst that have provided the world with some of the greatest track and field athletes of all times, and it is my belief that these upcoming games will continue this great tradition. With the 2023 being the Golden Jubilee of the Bahamas, it is with great pleasure that our nation play host to the 50th anniversary of these games. This is the 9th time our country has brought these junior stars to our shores and has seen the likes of Usain Bolt, Veronica Campbell-Brown from Jamaica, Karani James from Grenada, Ryan Brathwaite from Barbados, and many more. Today, as we prepare for the 2023 Games, we would like to thank you, the press, both locally and abroad, for participating in this press conference. We would like to thank Dr. Dawn Diago DeVoe of Oak Tree Medical Center, our title partner for the Games. We also wish to thank Scotiabank, Alive, and Bahama Waste Management, who have joined us in corporate partnership. As we draw near to the Easter holiday week of the Carifta preparations that will aboard to ensure that our best of our country and the Sports in Paradise mandate is continually echoed, once again, I thank you, the press, for your participation in this press conference. Carifta Games, the Bahamas welcome you back home. Thank you.
And now, ladies and gentlemen, without further ado, we at the LOC would like everyone to know we have secured $500,000, I guess, plus, and loading in contributions from our beautiful partners. And with that, we would like to specially recognize all of them at this time. Of course, beginning with our lovely Oak Tree Medical Center, $300,000. Thank you so much, sir. Our communications partner, Rev, thank you very much, and Alive for contributing and being a part of us from the very first day. I have to specially recognize them because they were so amazing. They keep on adding this, like, we would like to give you this, and we want to add that, and we think this will be enough. And then we're going to give you our whole team. And that there, without said, I want to say a special thank you, because persons are joining this organization to make this community and to make this particular project a success. We don't take it lightly from our partners. This year, we have not only secured our title partner, and we have not only secured our amazing partners. However, we have small businesses that came on board from the very beginning. I'm talking, it's hard, for me who've been doing this partnership for over 7 years, it's heart touching for me to see how many persons are calling, how many persons want to contribute, how many persons want to say, yes, they are behind these kids from before they hit the world stage. We would say a very thank you and a pleasant good morning to Easy Car Sales, Bahama Waste, our movie group is in the house. Everybody please help me give them a round of applause. FIE, Sawyer Studio, Drifters, Bahari Bahamas, Tropical Gyros, the list goes on and on. We are starting, oh my goodness, out the gate smoking, as our B3A's president had mentioned. And we would also like you guys to know, We are welcoming each and every one of you. Our decks are posted online, and we would love to also boast about this one fact. We are totally transparent. Our financial reports are there online on our website, www.carifta50.com. And everyone, I would need you all to know, go on our website. If you don't want to be a partner, you want to contribute, we have partnered with Arawak X. You just click on the link to make a donation, and that all will also be recorded on our financial report. Yes. Once again, could you please help me give a rousing round of applause to our partners? All right. Okay, coming now to the podium with our vote of thanks is our very Director of Events for Sports Media, Tonique Darling. Mrs. Darling, please.
Thank you. On your mark, get set, go are common signals when the race is about to begin. This launch of the Carifta Games Bahamas 2023 is an indication to the region that the Bahamas is once again prepared and ready to host the 50th edition of Carifta Track and Field Championships in Paradise. No false starts, no looking back, no stopping, just full speed ahead. Good morning. I am Tonique Williams, former Carifta athlete and Senior Director of Event Media Services for the local organizing committee. My task here this morning is to bring a vote of thanks and to recognize the many persons who contributed to the successful launch of the upcoming Carifta Games. I would like to say thank you to the hard-working team of the LOC, led by Ms. Fernand Hanner, Senior Director with responsibility for public relations and marketing, for the seamless execution of this morning's activities. Ms. Janine McCartney, Project Manager for the local organizing committee, for extending a warm welcome to both our local and international audiences. To Mr. Harrison Thompson and Mr. Lyndon Maycock, our Chairman and CEO of the Carifta Games Bahamas 2023, respectively, thank you for your remarks and demonstrated leadership. With 128 days to go, we know the road ahead is a Herculean task. Mr. Maycock, we would also like to thank you for bringing in the invocation. To our three stakeholders, thank you for securing the bid for these championships and providing the various resources, expertise, and oversight. Mr. Dramico Archer, President of the Bahamas Associations of Athletic Associations, Mr. Mike Sands, President of the North American, Central American, and Caribbean Athletics Associations, and the Honorable Mario Bolag, the Minister with responsibility for youth, sports, and culture. To Mr. Don DeVoe, Chief Medical Officer and proprietor of our title sponsor, Oak Tree Medical, thank you for your presence here today and your remarks. Sir, we wish for you and all of our sponsors to know that your monetary donations and value in kind will contribute to the success of these championships today. But the opportunity afforded to these young athletes is instrumental to the leaders and role models they will be tomorrow. To all our invited guests in person and via live stream, thank you for your presence here this morning. To our media partners, today's event would not be possible without you. We look forward to working together over the next several months. As we conclude this press conference, I wish to remind you of the official launch activities continued this evening at 6 p.m. right here. We are honored that the legacy of Carifta, we will honor the legacy of Carifta greatness in our country. So join us here or via live stream. Finally, in the words of our visionary and efficient CEO, Mr. Lyndon Maycock, thank you, thank you, thank you,
Yes. Thank you so much, Tonique. And with that said, we are going to move directly into our questions and answer period. We are also delighted that we have our international guests, and they also will be bringing questions, asking questions at this time.
Two, one.
My check, 1, 2. Morning. My first question would be to the minister and maybe Jamiko. Obviously, I think 4 months away from Carifta. Could we just get an update on the infrastructural developments and ensuring that? Oh, sorry. Amajal Noel Zadness. Just an update on the infrastructural works in at the stadium, just ahead of Carifta.
Morning. Thanks, Amajal, for that question. Infrastructure works, as presently as you can see, has been going on right now. We have two companies that has done some scope of works for the stadium. Decision will be made shortly that would allow the infrastructure to be ready for Carifta.
My next question is for Jamiko. I think right after it was announced that we would be hosting, that there would be a talent search to ensure that Team Bahamas has the best athletes representing the 242 next year. Can we just get an update on how that's going?
I think that it's become the catalyst for the rebirth of track and field throughout the Family Islands. When we returned from the Caribbean Games in 2022, we made a commitment not only to focus on the development of our athletes here in New Providence, but we thought that what lay dormant throughout the Bahamas were the young kids who are really left with nothing to do. And so we've mounted a talent and development search, and that has been a tremendous push in the interest, and not only the interest of young Bahamians throughout the islands, but young adults in the community itself has really become fully engaged in the support and the development of these athletes. And every time we go to an island, we are attracting numbers to the tune of 60 and 70 athletes at a time, in small numbers relative to New Providence, but certainly significant numbers compared to what has been the case in the past. And so I think that we have gone to approximately 6 islands so far, and we have a database that's been collected thus far of moving to the number of maybe 500 new athletes that we've discovered. So I would say that that's a tremendous success for the organization.
Thank you. Please introduce yourself and which media house you're coming from. Thanks.
Good morning. My name is Devontae Han. I'm from Eyewitness News. This question is toward members of the LOC. Just wanted to get an insight into where the Athletes Village will be, as well as how much is that arrangement going to cost?
The Athletes Village will be housed at
the Breezes Hotel in Cable Beach, and roughly $1.2 million will be the cost for the Athletes Village.
One more question. Obviously, next year is going to be a big year for us, but yesterday it was revealed that the country will be hosting the World Relays in 2024. Can you just talk a bit about what hosting this event means for the country?
We want you to come out tonight and we'll officially launch the World Relays as relates to the Bahamas winning the bid. So I see you 6 o'clock and we'll answer all questions related to that.
Any more questions?
That's great marketing.
I think we can move on. Any more questions? I think we can move on, Brian.
All right.
Oh, 1 second.
Good morning, everyone. This is for our international guests. Minister Terry Finster, he'd like to know, are we likely to see the introduction of any new events for Carifta 2023?
Miko?
You know, in keeping with the tradition of the Bahamas being the host of the World Relays, there is preliminary discussions about the inclusion of a mixed relay as forming part of the overall program. And so I think that brings a level of interest and excitement at the junior level. But that's not confirmed just yet. We're seeking permission from NACAC, who is the owner of the event, and the technical directors will be all involved in the programming of the Carifta Games. So you'll hear more about that shortly.
Another question from NTQ. They've been asking for the girls' pole vault for a number of years, and they wanted to know if that's going to be one of the events that's going to be included in these upcoming games.
I think that's certainly a progressive discussion. We are trying to bring gender equality to track and field, and much discussion is also being had about women participating in the decathlon. We are not there yet. I don't think that's a consideration at this point, but I think it's a novel idea.
That is it?
That's it.
Okay. Thank you very much. Well, ladies and gentlemen, on behalf of the Honorable Minister of Youth, Sports and Culture and the LOC, we would love to invite you back at 4:30, where our Prime Minister of the Bahamas will officially open up the Carifta Games. Thank you so much to our partners for being here. Thank you so much to our international and regional guests, our media, our friends, our family. We will see you later this afternoon.
Official news conference that launched the road to 50. 50 years of Carifta, 50 years of regional competition, 50 years of track and field, and it happens April 2023 right here in Nassau, Bahamas, on these grounds right behind me. This, of course, is the Queen Elizabeth Sports Center complex. This has been transformed already into Carifta Village. A number of things are happening, and so it's officially launched this evening. That ceremony continues because the Legends Walk behind me will be officially opened, where many of you who are watching, wherever you're watching, can get an opportunity to see this next year. And of course, if you're in the Bahamas, take a moment with the kids, come out and enjoy it. We certainly enjoyed bringing you this coverage. Terry was super informative and really awesome as a part of this broadcast, as he talked about which country to look out for, which disciplines, which sports, and obviously, of course, the athletes that have gotten their start right here at Carifta and have gone on to the world stage, and we cheer them on, don't we? We're super proud of our athletes, our regional athletes, and they've started right here at Carifta, at the Carifta level, and have gone on to do tremendous things. You all heard from a number of officials, including the title sponsors, the various organizations that make up the sporting bodies here in the Bahamas. Really excited. You heard, I think it was the B3A's president, talk about the fact that Team Bahamas is practicing and putting the work in every day. We hope your country is too. We certainly look forward forward to picking up our broadcast this evening at 5 o'clock. That's right, at 5 o'clock, you'll get to experience so much of the Bahamas as we make our way to April 2023, including Junkanoo. So you want to come back this evening for that. For the entire team here at the Queen Elizabeth Sports Center at Carifta Village, I'm Shanique Miller. Everybody make it a great morning until we see you guys at 5 o'clock for our live coverage.